know me and John, of course, because you attend our webinars regularly, but otherwise, my name is Richard Weberg, and I'm here with my son, Jon Weberg, and we are building Now Lifestyle as a father and son team. And tonight, we have a very, 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 very special guest and very good dear friend of ours that is going to join us. And we cannot wait for him to share with all of you. John, you want to bring him up?
Yeah, I will get him up here. Send the invite now. This guy is the bomb. If you were at any of the events, you've seen him there. You've seen him at all the events. You've heard of his 10X blogger system. He is the one and only Tissa Godavitarne.
Yes.
Tissa disappeared. He is right now. He just decided that he's not going to do online marketing anymore. He's finished with it. That's the last you'll ever see of Tissa. He's disappearing from the internet and he's actually moving to my island, so you won't see him again. I'm kidding.
He's invisible.
Oh, wrong person. There we go. Tissa, I'm inviting you back up.
We'll get him back on. It's my bad. My bad. My bad, my bad.
3, 2, 1.
Uh-oh.
Try again.
Try again. We're sorry for the delay, folks. We are human, and sometimes I make mistakes.
Did you close them out? Yes, we can hear you. We can see you.
There we go.
Oh,
there
awesome. Okay, that was my bad, guys. I've got this little box in the saying invitation, and I clicked on yes, and it's still there, but that's fine. It's good to be here.
Glad to have you.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
For a second there, I thought I was done. I was retired. I was heading off to an island.
Retired. No more. You got other things you got to do. Taking care of the kid.
It's funny because I really, we hear about people who retire, right? People retire all the time, and I just don't see any of us. I don't see you guys, Richard or John. I don't see you guys ever retiring. Why would you retire from something that you love doing, right?
Yeah, no, never. I mean, I wouldn't dream of it.
It's like a foreign concept. I mean, why retire from something that you really, really love doing?
Yeah,
I agree
completely. No, we'll be here for decades. I plan to be here for at least 200 years. So I mean, I got a lot of things to do.
Lots of stuff to get done. I was actually a few minutes late because hold on, check this out. See, here's my mouse, right? Mm-hmm. And here's the tape. And I just peeled the tape off my mouse that my daughter Emma.
Put on there.
They're like the sensor is like right below that, and I didn't know she did this until like a minute before the webinar. I know, and then I'm calling out to her, Emma, what did you do?
What the hell? Yeah. That's funny.
Working from home, right?
Yeah.
So who's Big Sexy?
Big Sexy. That is Sean Mullen.
No, that is George.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, Big Sexy is George. I'm sorry.
Yes, that is George. My island, my diamond island is Sean.
That's Sean Mullen. My bad, Sean.
Oh, okay. I got you. It's good to see everyone here.
Yes, and we are very happy to have you here with us. Many of the people joining us tonight, some have experience with marketing, some do not, and some are brand new. And we just wanted to bring up somebody that's been in this industry a very, very long time, that's done extremely well. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Tissa, but you've earned over $6 million online.
That is correct. $6 million in verifiable income. Absolutely. Yes. Very true. And $500,000 of that was really with, as you guys know, with GBO and Joel, and some of that with Now Lifestyle. But yeah, it's been, and also I've been doing this, and you guys have been at this for a long time as well. I've also been doing this on a full-time basis since 1999, so
awesome.
Yeah. So definitely
know what you're talking about.
Well, we're always learning, right? We know that.
Yes.
I mean, the landscape is always changing, and I think if there's one thing that we've seen, it's how the landscape changes and how companies come and go, and products come and go, and leadership changes over time, and comp plans change over time, and it's all out there, for the taking, and we've all experienced a lot of it. And I think something we all have in common here is that there aren't many companies which have been around. I mean, GVO, the parent company of Now Lifestyle, has been around for what, 18 years now? Is that
18 years? Yeah, 18.
18 years. Yeah, 18 years. And when you look at it through that lens, there aren't many companies in this space of direct sales or network marketing that can claim that much of a track record, right?
No, absolutely.
And that really speaks volumes, and it speaks volumes about Joel, who's been at the helm of GVO since day one, and it says a lot about his leadership and his dedication and focus. And so I just I'm kind of I have been at this for a long time, as you guys have, well, except Jon, because he has the benefit of youth. He has that fountain of youth that you and I, Richard, can no longer capture. But
nope, I just keep getting older.
Getting older, But I mean, so when you've been doing it for a while, you have the benefit of sort of looking back and having witnessed so many companies, great companies and not so great companies alike, come and go. And 18 years later, almost 20 years later, GVO, the parent company of Now Lifestyle, is still here and just growing under Joel's leadership.
Almost as old as me.
That really puts it in perspective.
Yeah, that puts it in perspective. Since I've been alive.
John's 20.
Wow. I mean, but think about that. I mean, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
That is
amazing.
It's totally amazing. And no signs of slowing down. Just, if anything, just growing. I mean, that I think is phenomenal, really phenomenal. And I think a good reason for people to align themselves with a company like that,
Absolutely. So with that, what else do you think of, other than the future of it always being in business? What is kind of a unique thing about us that you think that people, because some people are brand new, what's something that people who are brand new could look at this at, and people who are experienced can look at this at, on why they should stick with this and not go anywhere else because of all the shiny diamonds that people
right. No, that's a really good question, Jon, because I mean, I guess from the standpoint of someone who's new, and if I try to sort of put myself, in those shoes and look at it from that perspective, and I'm just starting out, and by that we mean, perhaps your first foray into online marketing or an online business or whatever. I mean, knowing what I know now, because I've certainly made missteps and I've certainly made mistakes. We all have, and so knowing what I know now, I would be looking at any company in the same manner that we just mentioned. What is this company's track record? For how long has it been around? What's the longevity of its products? Is it selling products of genuine value that have like broad market appeal, or is this something which could be a bit of a fad and be here today and gone tomorrow? So look at the products, look at the longevity of the products. Are they genuine products of true value? Or are they just sort of an excuse for a comp plan and a way to pay out commissions? So I would look at it from that standpoint. And again, I would go back to, look, this is a company that has been around for almost 20 years under the same leadership. What does that tell you? The CEO of this company, Joel Therrien, is so accessible, is so transparent. Is so full of integrity, and his track record speaks for itself. So that's how I would look at it from the standpoint of someone who's new to it. Now, from the standpoint of someone who's, familiar with the industry, who's, perhaps built teams or has had success in other direct sales companies, the same, in many ways, the same still applies. Because again, if I'm going to build a business here and build a team here, I want to align myself with leadership and products that have withstood the test of time.
Yeah, longevity.
longevity. So it's kind of like the same answer in many ways applies to both. If you're just starting out, you want to align yourself with a company that has longevity. But on the other hand, if you have experience and you're looking to build a team and you're looking to start a new business, you still want longevity. And of course, you're going to look at comp plans, and that has its place. But I'm one of those people who, I don't get too hung up on comp plans. If you have solid products and you have leadership with integrity, the comp plan typically takes care of itself and everything works as it should. So don't get hung up on comp plans. But as far as comp plans go, here where you have products which are paying, up to 90% commissions, that's a great comp plan.
Yeah.
I'd like to kind of back up a minute here, because maybe a lot of people don't know some history here that I would like to share, or have you share, I should say, is how did you come about to get to know Joel and then get involved with him, and what was it that led you to do that?
A great question, Richard. I way back when, this was in 2000, I guess it was in 2004, 2005. Because when I started out in 1999, I was doing just affiliate marketing, like, ClickBank, stuff like that, where you sell a single product and you earn a one-time commission. That was it, right? And it was only in around 2003, 2004, when I first sort of ventured into network marketing. And right before that, I had built my own platform, my own system. It was a people search product. I don't know, some folks, you remember that, people, and
I was part of it.
You were part of the people search platform. Yeah. And it was a great product. And so I was sort of looking for ways to monetize that platform. So when folks like Richard, for example, came on board, how could we, monetize this platform and build multiple streams of income into that product, right? And so a really good friend of mine, Gary Chappelle, who ended up becoming my affiliate manager for that people search product. Well, he came to me one day and he said, and this was back in maybe 2004, I guess, if not earlier. I think it was actually earlier, yeah. And he came to me and he said, I came across this company called GBO, and it's headed up by this guy called Joel Terry. And I had no idea, what GBO or who Joel Terry was at the time. However, I really trusted Gary as a good friend, and I trusted his judgment. And so when he told me that, I looked into it. And the more I learned about Joel, and the more I learned about GBO, the more impressed I became by, Joel's authenticity and GBO's products. And to me, it was a no-brainer at the time to integrate it into that people search platform. And, the rest is history, as they say, right? I think what's more significant about that whole, how that happened, was how so much of this business that we're in is based on relationships. Mm-hmm. And I had, I still have a great relationship with Gary Chappelle, who referred me.
I know Gary.
Joel.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's a really, really great guy, and so, having a great relationship with him, when he recommended Joel and GBO to me, well, that meant a lot, because I had a great relationship with him and I trusted his judgment. And so then discovered Joel and GBO, and of course, same thing happened there. A tremendous character with good judgment and a company with great products, and so all along, and you guys are perfect examples of this, both you, Richard, and John. Your business, our businesses are based on building relationships.
Yep.
And that's sort of what we do, and that's what we enjoy the most, and I think that's just a really key component about all of this. If anyone is here, as I'm sure many are, and you're looking to start a new business, or, supplement your income or part-time income stream or what have you, this is all about relationship building. It's about getting to know folks like Richard and John, and giving all of us an opportunity to know you. And that's how you build. This is relationship marketing. That's what this is. That's why it's network marketing. That's the biggest, I think, key and really the success of most people who are doing well with it.
So, what do you feel that one of the biggest hurdles is for people, to reach those bigger milestones in their business? What holds a lot of people back from like going diamond in Now Lifestyle, or getting to the emerald level, making 10,000 or making 50,000 at Ruby? What is it that, you've seen over the years that really stops people and holds them back?
Yeah, that's wow. I mean, that's another really great question. I mean, I think there's so many answers to that. The first one that comes to mind, I guess, is belief. Is believing that you can actually do that you can achieve that level of success. Joel was it yesterday or day before where he put that video out?
Yeah.
You saw that, right? And he was talking about how at such a young age, even by the time we're, I think he said 7 years old, we're programmed to think in certain ways, and we're conditioned over the course of our lifetimes to think in certain ways in terms of what we can achieve or what we can't achieve. And he didn't specifically say this, but I mean, if I were to say to all of you, and I think this is such an important point, if I were to say to all of you, finish this sentence, okay? So go ahead and type in the chat box, finish the sentence for me. Money is the root of all.
Yeah, what's your response?
I'm curious.
Type in the chat box. You've heard that phrase before. Money is the root of all. I like what you said.
Fun, Kelly. I like that. That's great.
I like that, Kelly. Evil, right? Milton said evil,
geez,
right?
Gregory. Whatever, Gregory.
Or evil, right? Or here's another one. Money doesn't grow on
trees.
And yeah, and there are a lot of examples like that. There's another one that I can't think of right now. Or maybe you guys can think of it. But the point being that, the point I'm making is that so many of us grow up with that type of mindset, with that sort of scarcity mindset when it comes to money, and we lack that prosperity mindset because money is something which is to be saved, and it's something which is hard to come by. And, that's an example of a limiting belief. And it's very hard to believe that you can attain emerald status or diamond status like Richard and John have achieved if you have those kinds of self-limiting beliefs that that money is hard to come by or that it is scarce. And so I think I guess in another word that comes down to mindset. I think that's what holds a lot of folks back. It's their mindset. They don't believe that they can do it. And one of the best ways to overcome that, and in my experience, and I think in the experiences of others, is to hang out, is to surround yourself with folks like Richard and John. Because you know what, here's the thing, you hang around enough with people like Richard and John and others who are having success, it's almost like this process of osmosis. Eventually, you're going to start absorbing what they're doing, and you're going to see what they're doing, and you're going to see that Richard and John, they're no different than than you are or than anyone else is. These are down to earth, good people who have a tremendous work ethic. And that probably goes to the next obstacle that I think. People
work
oftentimes
ethic, I would say, I don't know if that's what you're going to say, but work ethic I think is a huge.
Yes, exactly, absolutely huge, because you, as someone just typed, I think it was Dana. Oh, hi Dana. Just taking action. I mean, you are starting a business, and what you put into it is what you get out of it. And if your goal is just a few $100s extra per month, that's fine. But the effort you put into it we'll have to sync up. We'll have to match, that outcome, that level of income. And if your goal is more, if you're trying to replace a full-time job with maybe $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month, well, then you have to bring to the table an equivalent amount of action. So. And I think that's one of the reasons why, so the fact is there are so many people who enter this industry or this business and they don't succeed. And I think one of the reasons for that is because there's such a low barrier to entry. I mean, if you were to start like an average business here in the US, you know, a sort of a bricks and mortar offline business, your average investment is going to be about $65,000.
Yeah.
And you're not, Richard, you have experience with retail, so you can probably speak more intelligently about this than I can. But when you start a traditional business, you know, you're investing maybe $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, and you're not expected to see a return on that for maybe a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, because of all your expenses and so forth. And here we're talking about, I mean, you can plunk down $10 a month, you know, and to get started. But the reality is, you can build that $10 a month into a 4-figure business per month, or a 6-figure. Look at Richard and Jon. They're diamonds. You know, they're 6-figure earners from a company which has a product that starts at $10 a month. I mean, think about that. You know, so there's such a low barrier to entry that it's so easy for folks to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to sign up. I'm going to join. Mm-hmm. You know, but you know, you have to bring to the table the work ethic, right? What is that saying? The dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately, or something
I think
along those.
something like that.
You know what I'm, you know.
Yeah, I've heard it, but
yeah, I mean, it's really easy. It's really easy to put down $10 a month, you know, but you have to be willing to work it and treat it like a business.
And do what comes
That's right.
after that.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of the things I was going to say that I thought about was, you know, a lot of people are thinking about, well, what do I change about my mindset? You know, what can I do about my mindset? I think one of the things that I've been taught is a lot of people think of, oh, how many hours do I have to work? Oh, how much money do I have to put into it? Oh, you know, all of it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. And if you look at it like that, then it's always going to be a problem. But if you look at it as, how much time can I invest?
Flip it around.
Just the change of not even what you're saying, but the attitude about what you're saying. You know, how much can I invest? How much time can I put into it? How much less sleep can I get so I can put more time into? That's one of the things I had a challenge a couple of webinars ago. I said, don't get 2 hours of sleep tonight. Go work another hour driving traffic, or, you know, writing a better email or something. Where we're always looking for a way out or an excuse of why we should quit or give up or all these different things. When you have to look for the greats, even if they're not great right now, the little greats that are going to carry you farther and farther.
Absolutely, without a doubt. You know, true story. Right before this, an hour before this, I mean, I've been working like crazy, putting in some crazy hours lately. Tried to take a power nap like an hour before this webinar. Didn't quite work out because there were so many distractions and so forth, and was literally sitting in the dining room chair, like dozing off. You know,
the gremlins.
I need more gremlins. And you know, that's I mean, that's the reality behind the scenes. And I'm not saying that it's always like that. I mean, my goodness, you know, right after the San Antonio events, I mean, you know, you guys went on your travels, and there's so much time freedom that comes along with this. And
sometimes
I mean,
you gotta hustle.
Sometimes you gotta hustle, you know, and like you just said, Jon, you know, it might mean getting an hour less of sleep. You know, and
I'll be honest, I gotta do that one myself. I sleep a lot. We're always transparent with you guys. We'll tell you. We'll tell you. But I'll be honest, my sleep schedule, I need to get 3 hours less of sleep, which would be good. Maybe I'll do it tonight.
Maybe you can doze off on that. Was that you on Facebook who posted you got a new couch delivered or something?
Yeah, that's the new couch. What's in the box?
Yeah. How did that? Okay, I saw the box. How the heck did the couch fit in that box?
No. I guess it was like the mattress was folded right, and while it was folded right, inside was it was a weird, but it worked great. It works great.
It's like nowadays when you buy mattresses, they'll ship them to you, and they come in like, you know, hang on a second, they come in like this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you open it. Anyway, we digress. Sorry.
So, do you think that because of the price point, you know, how there's so many people out there that, like we're talking about, you are about belief and changing their mindset and how that belief affects them. Do you think that low entry point of only taking $9.99 to get started, and then you hear of people like Daniel, ourselves, you, who've made millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Do you think that interferes in their process where they can't believe it because there's people, they don't realize the other stuff that's in between that $10 and where the end result is of those big numbers?
Wow, I gotta say, you guys asked some great questions. I mean, that is and I think that's because you guys really have your finger on the pulse of people, and you build teams that are closely knit, and so you work, very closely with your team members, and you probably sense that. And I think you're right. I mean, because if I step outside of myself and think of it in those terms as well, yeah, I'd probably think the same thing. If I'm new to this and I'm looking at this company which has a product for $10 a month, and then I look at you guys and you're diamond earners and you've earned over six figures. I mean, what am I missing here? How is this possible? But as we know, it is absolutely possible. And what lies between the $10 a month for an entry-level product and massive success is a lot of work, and it's a lot of relationship building. Yep. But it's also, working smarter, not harder, because the way that the comp plan has been designed, the quality of the products that are being sold here, that works for you. That works to your advantage.
Absolutely.
I mean, so, that just goes to making sure that you align yourself with a company like Now Lifestyle, which has those solid products of genuine value with the leadership and the integrity and the longevity. But there's a lot that has already been done for you here with Now Lifestyle. I mean, Joel has really done a great job of trying to simplify, this path to success. And I mean, he really has done more than any other, CEO that I've seen in any other direct sales company, right down to the done for you advertising and the leads and so forth, to try and keep the process as simple as possible. But I'm here to tell you that it is absolutely possible, as evidenced by so many leaders in this company. It is absolutely possible to start with a $10 product and find the success that, for example, you guys have found, if you're willing to bring that work ethic.
If you're willing to do what's between the 100,000 and the $10, you got to do the work that's needed between there.
And how great is that? I mean, it's like, I'm not sure if I shared this story with you guys before, but when I was flying out to the San Antonio event and I was looking at one of those in-flight magazines, and they always have that one. They always seem to have that one section about franchises, right? Because a lot of folks who are traveling are business people who are looking for, they're entrepreneurs perhaps looking for other businesses and income opportunities, and they always have that franchise section, and there are all these different franchises profiled, and for some reason Mosquito Joe stands out to me. It's like there's like a national franchise called Mosquito Joe, and you can become a Mosquito Joe franchise owner, And anyway, so then I was like looking at the fine print, and I think even when I got to the hotel, I was really curious, and I punched up, Mosquito Joe online and read the fine print on their website, and it said, something like initial capital requirement, $80,000. So you need to have like $80,000 or $100,000 sitting in the bank, just as liquid capital, just to demonstrate to them that you are ready to take this on, right? I mean, you know how this works, and then you have years after that of trying to break even before you're actually truly profitable. And then I'm thinking to myself, we have a company here and a product where you can start for $10, and if you bring to the table what is free, I mean, just your own time and sweat equity, you can surpass that $65,000 or $80,000 that they're asking just to invest for starters in a business. Yep. I mean, that's just insane. And you can do it on your terms. You can do it on your terms. You can do it. Look at where Richard and John are right now. Look at where I am. We are at home right now. You can do it on your terms. You're not answering to a boss. You're your own boss, and yes, that means that you are responsible as well for your own successes and failures. But you're doing it on your terms with such a minimal investment, and you can reach those same levels of success, the six-figure levels of success, if you bring that work ethic. It's amazing. What a tremendous opportunity. That's so empowering.
Real quickly, actually, one of the things too was I was getting my hair cut by a barber about, I don't know, a year ago or something. I asked the barber, like, how much is it to start up this business as well? And he goes, well, just for the insurance, I have to have $100,000 in the bank just for insurance.
Yeah.
So, I just thought of another example of where, like I said, people are always looking, oh, it costs so much. Oh, this is, all these different things. And if you get past the excuse and go to look at all of this possible opportunity for you, it's not get rich quick. You're not going to get rich quick, but you can get rich for sure.
Yeah.
If you work and stuff. And I don't know if you had another question planned, but one of my questions is with that, with changing their mindset, with making sure, they're committed to the company. How important and what would you want to say about people needing lead flow? How many leads should people be trying to get? And why is it so important to make sure you have leads coming in and buying traffic? And also, the number one thing that we'll talk about every single webinar, how important is it for you to follow up and set a broadcast every day or every other day?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, leads are the lifeblood of your business, just like customers who walk in the front door of a bricks and mortar business are the lifeblood of that business, right? I mean, if you have a store in a mall, Richard, as you well know, right? And yeah, I mean, I saw that picture you posted the other day. That was just like really alarming. But yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, if you have a store in a mall and for whatever reason, no one is walking in the front doors of that store, your business will not survive. I mean, we know that, right? It's common sense. Well, it's no different when you are building an online business. And when you're building a business online, like Now Lifestyle, we talk about leads. These are potential customers who are, walking through your virtual front door. And it's absolutely critical that you have a supply of those. And this goes back to what I alluded to earlier. Joel makes it as easy, as simple as possible for you to succeed by making targeted, qualified leads. These are people who have demonstrated an interest already in your business, in Now Lifestyle. He makes those available to you. Now Lifestyle pays 6 figures a month, literally, to run these ad campaigns on Facebook and other sites. And you have an opportunity to purchase those leads to build your business. And so it's one of the biggest challenges folks face, and it's also one of the biggest challenges that Now Lifestyle solves for you. Once you have those leads, however, like Jon just pointed out, what is absolutely critical is that you follow up with them, meaning that you don't just send out an email saying, hey, thanks for your interest. No, it is a very deliberate, comprehensive technique that you use to follow up with them and build a relationship, because it's a proven fact that people only buy from companies or people that they have come to know, like, and trust, that they have built a relationship with. And this, and all of us here can agree on this, this is like the single most important thing you have to understand when it comes to building an online business. You have to build a relationship with your potential customers. And that's a function of time. And there are certainly ways to do that, but it is absolutely critical. It doesn't matter if you have a list of 5 leads or you have a list of 5,000 leads. It makes no difference, because if you are building a relationship with that list of 5 leads, there's some percentage of them that will become your paying customers, which will of course earn you commission. Same goes for the list of 5,000. It's not about list size, it's about building a relationship with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, everyone who's here who's already building their Now Lifestyle business, they came to know, they made that decision to build their Now Lifestyle business either because they came to know, like, and trust Joel, or they came to know, like, and trust Richard and Jon, or they came to know, like, and trust any of the myriad of other leaders at Now Lifestyle. I mean, think about it. Think about the purchases that we make on a day-to-day basis. We typically buy from companies that we have come to have a relationship with. You know,
Yes.
so
I just want to bring it up because of how important it is for you guys. You know, I'll bring it up every damn webinar,
very good.
you guys need to make sure you send a broadcast every single, if not every other or so day to your list. You know, send them videos, send them Joel's. If you don't have videos Joel has done, send them different page, all these different things. If you don't text, if you don't call, if you don't follow up, it's like the picture of, if you want to go on my dad's Facebook page and take a look at the mall shots where it's empty. It's the same thing for your business. Your business will be an empty, sad little mall. And we don't want you to have a sad little mall. We want you to have, you know, a mall filled with people coming through and buying as much as they can from you because they love the products, they love the services, and they love the family, and they love the company.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I've actually met over the course of time of doing this several people, unfortunately, that started building their list. They had actually many people on their list. One of them over 5,000. A gal that had over 11,000 people on her list, and another person who had over 40,000 people on their list.
Wow.
And those three people that I can think of off the top of my head were literally making no money online. Not even the person who had the 40,000 person list.
And this is true. I can verify.
It's a true story. Well, all three are true. And each time I ran into this person, I verified it with them, so they, you know, I really wanted to see this. I'm like, then one of them had a list here, one had one here, one had one here, and I was like, well, why did you build your email list? I don't understand how you got these. You got 5,000 people on your list, and a couple of them had built that list really, really fast. And I was like, what are you doing that you're not making any money? And they're like, I don't know. People told me to build a list, so I got this autoresponder, I got this lead capture page, and I started buying solo ads and getting traffic, and I got people coming. I got these people on my list, but I never made no money. I was like, let me ask you one question real quick. Have you ever emailed them? What? I was like, you know, like send a broadcast email out to your list? I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I was like,
Oh,
you know, it just reiterates, and this is a true story. I mean, that these three people literally were dumbfounded when I asked, did you ever send a broadcast email out to your list?
that's incredible.
I helped them fix that problem, and they all went on to make glorious amounts of money, actually. And
Very good. Yeah.
but that just wanted to reiterate the thought process of not following up. You know, that
I'll reiterate that more is think about for yourself, how important is your money to you that you're spending on traffic? Because for most people, I'm guessing this is you, this is ourselves, of course, even too, you're pretty concerned about what you get back on your traffic. You want to make more than you spend, of course. Duh. So how important is it for you to get more money back or to start developing an ongoing income? That's how important it is for you to make sure that you're following up with your list or every single day.
Yeah. I mean, that's, and this goes back to what you just said, John, goes back to what we said earlier about how, you know, it's almost human nature for us to come up with excuses and reasons why things don't work. And oftentimes, I know you folks have heard this question when there's an opportunity to buy traffic, let's say, you know, the guaranteed paid signups or the Facebook leads that Now Lifestyle offers. And oftentimes people's first question is, okay, well, how much is it going to cost me? You know, how much do I have to spend to, you know, buy a certain amount of traffic? Well, I think a better question to ask yourself is, how willing are you to follow up and build a relationship with that $100 or that $200 or more that you just spent on traffic? That is really the question you should be asking yourself, because if you spend $100 or whatever it is on traffic, the real value from that investment comes from you following up and building a relationship with those prospects. That's how you're going to get a ROI, a positive ROI on that $100 investment.
Absolutely.
So don't like get overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, how much is this going to cost me? Think in terms of, wow, you know, I'm buying this traffic and look at all these opportunities now. I have to build relationships with these prospects. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
could not agree more.
you in saying that and knowing what a fabulous system you built with 10X Blogger, there may be many people on this call that do not understand what 10X Blogger is. And 10X Blogger is part of Now Lifestyle. This is another opportunity to do some of the things that we're talking about right now and 10x the ability to follow up with your leads, build relationship with your leads. And I would really like Tissa to go into some details about 10x Blogger because it's available to all of you. And there may be many of you who don't know what that is yet.
Yeah, absolutely, Richard. I mean, this thing we call 10x Blogger is really a product that solves or addresses everything we just mentioned about the importance of follow-up. Because, I mean, let's talk about where the rubber meets the road here. So what do we mean by following up? Well, as I'm sure many of you know, what that means, what it comes down to is you plopping yourself in front of your computer or laptop or whatever every day, as you heard Jon say. I mean, every day you need to be sending out a broadcast, following up with your list. And so what that comes down to is every day you plop yourself down in front of your computer and you write these autoresponder follow-up messages or broadcasts that get sent to your list. It also means, and folks rarely talk about this because it's really time consuming and a pain in the butt to do. What it also means is that you have your own blog or content site where, follow-up goes both ways. There's one type of follow-up where you're sending an email or email messages to your prospects. But what most marketers don't realize is that there's a reverse type of follow-up, a place where your prospects can come back to you to find out more about what it is you do. What are you selling? What value are you sharing with me? And I'm not talking about a lead capture page or a sales page. I'm talking about a website, a blog that is rich in content. So the other thing you need to be doing, which 99% of you aren't doing, understandably, is actually writing blog posts, which are loaded with value when it comes to all things related to health and wealth and the products that Now Lifestyle sells. And that's just a Herculean task. I mean, that is just a pain in the you-know-what to do. So with this 10x Blogger product, what we basically do is solve all of those problems for you. Mm-hmm. And we send out email follow-ups for you constantly. At every single day, we send out email follow-ups for you. We give you your own personal branded blog, which is rich in content. And and fundamentally, here is how it works. I mean, everyone here knows Joel. You see the content that Joel puts out on Facebook. Like just a couple of days ago, he put that great video out on Facebook about reverse engineering success. Right? Well, imagine if every time Joel, and who better to speak about or sell Now Lifestyle than Joel? Imagine if every single time Joel made a video or did a live stream or made a post on Facebook, without you having to lift a finger, imagine if that content was somehow magically turned into an email follow-up sent to your entire list, without you ever having to write a single autoresponder message. Imagine if every time Joel put that content out on Facebook, it was somehow magically turned into a blog post, which on your personal blog, which promotes your Now Lifestyle affiliate link, a place where your prospects can come and learn about Now Lifestyle and what we do here. Well, that's what 10x Blogger does. It basically automates the process of sending these relentless follow-ups, as we like to say, to your lists. It gives you a personal blog that's loaded with over 2,000 posts by Joel and other content that we create for you, videos, and all of that content gets turned into these email follow-ups. And you never have to write a single autoresponder message. You never have to write a single blog post. Mm-hmm. So it does all of that heavy lifting for you. And really it addresses, I think, the only other remaining problem that folks face, because with Now Lifestyle, we have Joel who's making the leads available to you. They're showing up in your autoresponder in your Now Lifestyle back office. Mm-hmm. So now you need a way to follow up with those leads, to build that know, like, and trust relationship with them. And that's where 10x Blogger comes into the picture. And that's why you have 10x Blogger in your Now Lifestyle members area under reseller tools, because that's where Now Lifestyle comes into the picture and takes care of all of that relationship building for you.
Can you grab the link to the 10X Blogger Facebook group? I think there's a lot of good information in there, and people get to see firsthand, because there's people posting in there, hey, I got 10 leads, already. It's following up with them. They've been sharing their blog post. Great information that you put in there as well.
Definitely. You know what? I'm going to ask, I'll give you the link, because I still have that little window on my screen, and I'm afraid if I click no or yes, I'm going to get.
I'll go grab it, Tissa.
You know what? It's 10xbgroup.com. That'll redirect to it. Or if you want to grab the direct link on Facebook. I'm afraid if I click this little window that's on my screen, I'm going to.
Something will happen.
Yeah.
Here is the 10X Blogger Facebook group. Y'all want to join that because you get to see firsthand what Tissa is talking about. There's a lot of great information in there, and Tissa has really designed a beautiful system that goes hand in mouth with all the things we're talking about here tonight, and with Now Lifestyle, and with the follow-up process in general for all marketers who want to make money, using the online process of an autoresponder, a follow-up, blog post, blog content. It's all part of that, and it's all going to help you 10x your business and help you get to Diamond. And joining that Facebook group, you get to interact with real people, other people. They get to see, what's going on, what people are posting. I really like the 10X Blogger Facebook group. I think, Tissa, you've done a really good job with it, and there's a lot of positive information in there.
Yeah, thank you, and that's really a perfect tip right there that Richard shared. That's the best way to find out about 10X Blogger, is to hear from others who are using the product, see the success that they're having. Of course, you can always ask questions. It's a great way to learn more about it, and to really see for yourself how it can 10X your Now Lifestyle business. I will point out, it's a really close-knit group, like Richard pointed out, with a lot of information, a very positive group. When you request to join the group, I think you're asked for your Now Lifestyle username, and then maybe like another question. Just make sure you answer those questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would like. That's one thing I would like to point out here real quick. In order to use 10X Blogger, because this is exclusive to Now Lifestyle, you need to be a paid member of Now Lifestyle, and that $10 we're talking about monthly.
Yes.
You need to be a paying member of that. So just keep that in mind before you're ever going to be able to use 10X Blogger. You're going to need to be a paid member in Now Lifestyle, which is understandable. I mean, the content, everything that is, it's amazing what it can help you do to build your business, and what Tissa has done with it.
Right, and the reason you need to be a paid member is because the way 10X Blogger works is it helps you build your list for you. So when you're a paid member, part of that means having your Now Lifestyle autoresponder. So 10X Blogger needs a place to put all of the leads that you're generating so that you can build your list. So yes, that's a good point. You do have to be a paid member of Now Lifestyle. Absolutely. Yeah.
So if you're not a paid member yet, you can go in your back office in Now Lifestyle, join your sponsor as a paid member. There's a big red thing in the right-hand area corner up there, and become a paid member. And that way you're going to be able to use and purchase 10X Blogger and use it to help you 10X your way to Diamond and Now Lifestyle. Incredible system.
Absolutely.
It is. It really is. And I mean, Joel and I, well, you guys know the story, but I mean, Joel and I had worked on this for a while, and it was about a year ago when because I had been building this prior, really a labor of love for me prior to that. And then, Joel looked at it and he said that, we really need to make this exclusive to Now Lifestyle to help folks build their Now Lifestyle businesses. So this is something that you really will not find anywhere else. This is exclusive to Now Lifestyle.
My island, Tissa and his gremlins are working
on that,
George Big Sexy.
Referring to thank you for the feedback, guys. Thank you, Scott. Referring to the solo ads. Someone had asked about 10X Blogger, and we build lead capture pages for you. Just very quickly, we build lead capture pages for you, and what Big Sexy is referring to, I can't believe I just said that. What Big Sexy is referring to is a page for building specifically for solo ads. Yes, that's correct. You are correct in your understanding, Big Sexy.
And for people who don't understand these nicknames, it was at our Now Lifestyle event. Mr. Seeley Clark IV renamed some people, and I kind of renamed my island based on a movie. What's that movie called now?
With Tom Hanks.
Help me out, Sean.
With Tom, the one with Tom Hanks,
Yes,
like
Tom Hanks. He's on
No.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Oh God.
Is that Barbarian one, Dad?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called.
Mel Gibson.
Braveheart. I don't know. Is that a Mel Gibson movie? I don't know.
I can't remember.
I think so.
Damn, he can't neither. Freedom.
Freedom.
Just like this business, everybody builds it for freedom.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's gonna bug me the rest of the night. Freedom.
It'll come to you as soon as you stop thinking about it.
Braveheart. There we go.
Braveheart.
The Irishman, and it's just like, that's my island.
There you go. Lay claim to your island. There you go.
So I got a question for you, Tissa. We were talking about 10X Blogger, so people can, that are paid members of Now Lifestyle, they can go in their back office in Now Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Is there a direct link to the rotator too? Do you have a direct link to the rotator you could share? Do they do it through the members area only for the rotator?
Well, yeah, the link in the link in the members area is a rotator link.
Okay.
Right. So, and that's another component to this 10X Blogger marketing system, because we basically, and our goal here is to sort of level the playing field. And our goal here is, whether you have a large downline or not, we level the playing field, and we basically give everyone an equal opportunity to earn commissions from the sale of the 10X Blogger product. And so when you go into the Now Lifestyle back office and you click on, the 10X Blogger link and so forth, you're actually you're clicking on a rotator link that is cycling through the links of other Now Lifestylers who own the product. And it's a great way, regardless of your downline size, it's a great way to put an extra $500 if your name comes up in the rotator. I mean, Richard and John, this happened to you just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, we got our first rotator sale.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was an instant $500 commission. It's separate from the Now Lifestyle comp plan, so you're not waiting for the commission to be paid for you. It's paid instantly at the moment of sale. Yep. Which is great, because that puts some money in people's pockets, and especially if you're just starting out, it's a great way to fund your business, to invest in your business. And I will say though that part of the 10X Blogger product, when you own that, you're also given a direct link or a direct link that you can share with your team members. So if there's anyone here, and if for example, Richard and John are your team leads or your sponsors, definitely get with them for their link. But for those who might just be starting out, use the link in your Now Lifestyle back office, and that of course puts you in that rotator as well. Yep. And gives you an opportunity to earn those commissions. And when you join our Facebook group, I mean, you will see for yourself that this absolutely works. There are real people pretty much every day who are earning, real $500 commissions from it.
Yeah, and people that have earned $500 commission for the first time in their life.
Yeah. I mean, this is the part that for me, like personally, and I mean, I've made so many comments about this in the group, but that is the part for me personally, which is so gratifying. I mean, it really, really is, because, when you have someone who has been, trying so hard and has been so persistent and who's just really giving it their best shot to build an online business, and for so many people, that $500 commission is the first time that they have earned a substantial chunk of change online. And that is that's wonderful, because I know what it felt like when I earned. It was actually less than that. But I mean, I remember when, we all remember those first commissions that we earned. I mean, it could have been like $9.
You're like, woohoo!
Exactly, right there. Exactly what John just described. I mean, it's just this incredible feeling that just lights a fire underneath you. And it's like, it makes everything that has happened before no matter how difficult, worthwhile.
Yep.
And above all, it tells you, you know what, you can do this.
I can do
you
this.
can do this. Absolutely, I can do this. And so, $500 is no small sum of money, but I think in many ways the value of that $500 is priceless.
Yeah.
And there are definitely people who are, well, like Carrie said, she just typed in the comments, I got mine, woke up to a message from Tissa. Yeah, so that's what happened. You see, I'm like sitting here late at night working, and I'll get like on the back end, I'll get notifications of people who earn the commissions, and I'm like, who's this person? I look them up on Facebook, and then I'm private messaging them at like 1 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, guess what? You just earned a $500 commission. Of course, they're asleep. And then they wake up to the message, like Cynthia just said. It's wonderful. Cynthia had a $500 commission last night as well. So it's just a really great feeling. And above all, it's a product that's designed to really help you overcome the biggest challenges you face when you're building a business like Now Lifestyle is what Jon just said: follow-ups. That's where people fall short.
Couldn't agree more.
Jon, what other questions you have for Tissa?
I think we covered just about everything. Making sure that leads are flowing. You gotta have your leads flowing. It's the lifeblood to your veins in this beyond a belief. Making sure you're buying traffic. Personally, we do it on a weekly schedule, once a week or twice a week. That's when we buy traffic. So you always are having people to follow up with. You're always having leads come in. So you always have people to text. You don't run out. Making sure you follow up beyond belief every single day. You must be sending an email. If you don't, I'll be visiting each of your houses this Christmas, and you will get a stocking full of coal.
Or you steal their presents, Jon, and take their tree.
Yeah, so I am either the real grandpa or not. What? I'm the real Grinch or the real Santa. I meant to say Santa. I said I'm the real grandpa. I guess I'm either one.
Well, I think you answered, because I was going to turn the tables on you guys and ask you. This kind of goes back to what we were saying before. I mean, it's so easy for folks to look at you. I mean, you guys are six-figure earners. Again, you're diamond earners in a company that starts with a $10 product, And if I'm that person who might be here and this is new to me, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know what? I want to be where those two guys are. Okay, tell me what I need to do. And I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to, I'm not going to take advice from people who aren't where I want to be. I may have family members or friends who are saying to me, oh, Tissa, don't do that. It's just like another online thing. You've been doing this for ages. It's not going to work. Well, I'm not going to take advice from them, because you know what? They're maybe making $40,000 or $50,000 a year, and they're maybe working like 60 to 80 hours a week. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to take advice from you guys who are working from home, who are building an online business, who have reached that six-figure plateau and beyond. Tell me what I need to do. If I go into my Now Lifestyle back office, I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to pay the $10 a month or $50 a month. Tell me what I need to do after that, because I can do that now, but what do I need to do after that?
I would say, number one, you'll need to buy traffic of some kind, because almost all traffic is the same. If you're buying a solo ad or you're buying a lead from the Now Lifestyle system, it's going to be almost exactly the same. So buy traffic from whatever source you want, great. But once you've bought traffic, your only thing you have left, once you buy traffic once a week or once every 2 weeks, whatever your budget allows, is follow-up. Follow-up is the only thing. Again, people make it so complicated and go, well, what else do I have to do? There's got to be some secret, some little hidden thing, some little, diamond or gold nugget I'm missing that I didn't know. No, it's following up. That's all there is to it. Following up as much as you can. Text them. If you text people, we've probably gotten 20 or 30 people just from texting them. They've came and said, okay, I'll tell a real quick story. When we first got started with Now Lifestyle, in the very beginning, I was calling probably a little bit more people than I call now. I was just lead coming in, call. And I called this guy up, and I talked to him a little bit, just shooting, just talking about Now Lifestyle, his interests, what he's doing, what he does for a living. And out of nowhere, he goes, you know what? I'm going all in. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you're a real person. This is what you're looking for. Most people are looking for when they get started. And it's what all of your people are looking for. He goes, you're a real person. You actually called me. You showed you care. This is a true story. I'm going to go all in. I trust you, and I think this is going to work, and I like what I'm seeing. So just from just calling, I probably called a batch of 15 people. One of them immediately wanted to go on just because I made that connection. So make sure that you are making those connections. You are texting, calling people. And if you're afraid, well, remember how afraid they are